I think internet best practices would have been to go to tune before I went live, but I'm late and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm usually right on time for these things. But, yeah, had a kind of a crazy day. Here I am. All right, hello, Internet. I'm here. And it has been a whirlwind week, because last week, the first review of my first single came out. And then the single came out. Hi. Hey, Keith. So I'm kind of excited. The first single for my new album came out on Friday called Daughter. The second one is coming out this Friday. So yeah, it turns out that's a lot. So I'm just gonna play a few tunes. If you have any requests, hey Chris, any requests, throw them over in the comments, and I'll play them if I know them. Let's see. Let me know if you can hear me okay too, because I was in such a rush that I didn't get a sound check in. But I think that should be good. All right. This is a song about my first bike. I bought it for myself because I had seen all the other kids in my neighborhood had their bikes and they'd go racing past me, and I wanted to go ride bikes with them. Hi, Aunt Nancy! And so my parents couldn't afford a bike, so I took all of my McDonald's toys and had a yard sale and sold enough McDonald's toys to earn $100 to go buy my first bicycle. The sound is a bit quiet, Keith says. Vocal and guitar? Because I can fix that. Let's see. We'll see if that's any better. We didn't have much. I was lucky to feel like a kid. I see it now, we were just surviving. I don't think my mama really lived on the street where all the friends with their shiny two wheels to ride. I'd sit on the rocks and hope they'd stop and say, "Come on, girl, let's go for a drive." And we're riding faster, wanna see around the bend in the road. Race past mean dogs and hope they don't follow you home. I wasn't broken by the wanting. I always believed in stars, and I knew someday I'd get my own handlebars. Jim! Hey! Oh my goodness! Jim, I owe you text messages because what you sent me was awesome. And I've just been insane lately. Sitting back and letting it happen was never gonna work for me. Took my Happy Meal toys, put them on a table for sale in a sort of roadside menagerie. A fresh new Franklin never felt so good. I was the king of the world, a kid. So my dad picked me up and we went to the shop, and then I pedaled faster than I ever did. And we're riding faster, wanna see around the bend in the road. Race past mean dogs, hope they won't follow you home. I wasn't broken by the wanting. I always believed in me, and I knew someday I'd make everybody see. Some mornings it's easier to let the sun shine on alone. Like the weight of it all's gonna just make you fall. Better off to protect those weary bones. Deep inside is that little girl hiding, saying this is not enough for me. So I pick myself up and I drink down a cup and say, come on girl, let's ride that rush of caffeine. Riding faster, wanna see around the bend in the road. Race past me and dogs, and hope they don't follow you home. I wasn't broken by the one thing I always believed in. Stars, here I am someday. I got my own handlebars. I don't know how to end that song. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. So if you tune in, I do this every Monday, and if you've tuned in the past few weeks, I've been lamenting the loss of the house I grew up in. Just the way that we lost it, it was due to circumstances beyond our control. We kind of stood in the driveway while the bank auctioned our house off. It was awful. And I went there to film the first music video for my new album, because I just wanted some scenes that meant something to me from my childhood. And I hadn't counted on the toll that would take on my happiness. That, like, it's taken me till now to kind of rebound. I was just like wanting to go home so desperately. So I had a positive thing though. So it was a neighborhood called Parkwood Beach where I grew up, and there's a clubhouse and they do events for the neighborhood. And I've been posting so much about that neighborhood that someone on the Parkwood Beach Association reached out to ask if I want to go do a concert there. So I'm pretty excited about that. We've just got to pick a date, you know, and prepare myself emotionally to go back home. But I'm super excited about that. And also, you know, if any artists are watching, I would love to talk about the rush that happens when you release new music. I've never, this is the first time I've had a publicist or two publicists and streaming promotion and stuff. And it's exciting. You know, it's the kind of momentum you want for your work, but at the same time, it is a lot. And I feel like I spend all day, every day, just like looking at my phone to check social media and checking my emails all day long. I think that means I'm doing it right. I don't know. But I'm going to sing You Daughter, which is the song that came out this past Friday. I'm going to give you the radio edit, though, because it's a long song. When I was young, I was the good Lord's daughter. Didn't do nothing that would stir the water. My hair in pigtails and my saddle shoes laced. You could read my heart by the smile on my face. Oh, dream long and slow, but it told me nothing about the way things go. Now I'm racing against the clock and wondering when I'll ever fit into those old blue jeans. I know my heart, I know myself, I love my life, but I don't know what any of it means. So I spend another day, put another suitcase down, and say, Daddy, you were right, Daddy, you were right again. Oh, when I was young, I wanted somebody to kiss me, someone to hold me, somebody to miss me. 'Cause in my mind it was the end of the story. It was lovely, man, and it was holy. Oh, dream long and slow, but it told me nothing about the way things go. Now I'm racing against the clock and wondering when I'll ever fit into those old blue jeans. I know my heart, I know myself, I love my life, but I don't know what any of it means. So I'll spend another day Okay, question for you all. So we took this pandemic very, very seriously. Did not leave our house for a long time. And on Thursday, I am flying to Utah. And I've flown a lot in my life. I've done a lot of traveling. I am so anxious about it. And I'm just wondering if anyone else has, thank you, Keith. If anyone else has traveled recently after 2 years of not traveling and found it an anxiety-inducing event. Like in my mind, I'm thinking, you've flown so many times, Grace. What is there to be anxious about? I don't even know what it is. I'm excited, and I would love if anyone's been to Utah or lives there and has any suggestions. We're going to be near Salt Lake City. And if you're out there and want to come to a house concert, it'll be this Saturday. We're going to be about 20 minutes out of Salt Lake City. And I'm bringing my mama for her second plane trip. Her first plane trip was on our honeymoon. If that doesn't tell you how much I love my mom, she came on our honeymoon. We called it a family moon. We went to Universal. And what she said, I was just going to ask you if I'm allowed to curse on this show, but it's my show. I think I can. Anyway, my mom, we're on the plane for her very first plane ride. Mind you, she's like 75. And we get in, she looks at me, and the plane's taking off. She said, Grace, this is better than sex. That's what you want to hear your mom say. I feel like that's what all of us need to hear our moms say once in our lives. But anyway, she's pretty excited. She's already packed for our Thursday trip. I'm going to play you a brandy new song. Oh, okay. Thank you, Keith, for making me feel a little bit better, because Keith is saying he'd be anxious too. And it's funny, it's such a weird time because different stores have different masking and social distancing policies. I think we're all just like relearning how to be human right now. And I'm fully vaccinated. I'm still terrified. Like, I was a germaphobe before. But it's also, it's exciting to feel like I can, work again and do the thing that I love to do and connect with people in person. And also, as the mom of a toddler, I'm looking forward to the 4 to 5 hour plane ride where I get to read a book. I used to be a big reader of books. And I've been halfway through the 6th Outlander novel for a long time. And if you're familiar with the Outlander novels, they're not like, they're like Bible width. Okay, so one of the other things that I love about Utah is that is where my songwriting group is based. My friend Lacey runs the songwriting group. And I'm pretty sure that 3 or 4 of the other people in the group are from Utah. So, my goodness, I'm going to try a brand new song. Keith just gave me a parody. It's my show and I can cuss if I want to. I love it. Incidentally, that song, It's My Party, when I first started performing and I was like 14, and I kept getting advice that I should be doing cover songs that people would know. Just to give you an idea of the demographic I was singing to. I did that song, and I did... tell me if any of you know this song. Where the boys are, someone waits for me. Like my repertoire was thoroughly 50s and 60s. I don't think I went out of that. So I'm gonna try this new song. I'm like drawing a blank at how to even play it. So this was written for a prompt that I didn't remember because I didn't really write to the prompt. Oh, it was bus route. It was bus route. And she sent us the prompt, and she was like, uh-oh, that's a tough one, because some people say route, some people say route. What do you guys all say? Do you say route or route? Anyway, the prompt was bus route. And so I got to thinking about all the scenarios in which one might skip town. And so my character went with the old running away from a toxic relationship thing. But in this story, I feel like the protagonist was running away from a rich, crazy person. That's how I imagined this. I walked away from the mess I made and thought, goddamn, what a beautiful day. Don't take a minute to think before you cross the line. Everything was broken long before I set my foot through the great oak door. Money buys a lot, but it cannot fix a soul. So I'm letting it go, my word. They said it would hurt to throw your ghost. I took a breath and looked at me and thought, oh God, who is she? The eyes beyond the mirror betray life of lies. I don't think he knew, he never did. A grown-ass man, but a little kid. It's hard to hold the hand of sorrow, so I'm letting it go, my word. They said it would hurt to throw your ghost. It makes me feel I'm not alone, sitting here upon a stone. How many eyes have seen these tracks? There's no way in hell I'm going back. So I'm letting it go, my word. They said it would hurt to throw your ghost. Letting it go, my word. They said it would hurt to throw your ghost. Thank you. It's a funny thing too. I have done one live concert in the past 2 years, and that was in May. But it's still kind of like, and that went well. It went well, but it's still weird. Like in years past, I was playing every single week, all the time, and everything was just like the whole performance and the songs were so ingrained in me. There's that tiny little bit of, do I still know how to perform for people? Because internet singing is just it's different than a live scenario. I was going to play all kinds of new songs for you tonight. Gosh, throw requests up if you've got them. So the song that's coming out this Friday is Small Town Lament. And I'm not sure if you've seen posts about it, but we're actually running a contest. If you sign up for my mailing list, you get entered to win a prize package, which includes one of the logo mugs that you can see on my website, a slouch beanie, which are really, it's got my logo on it. I don't know if you can see. And some goat milk soap. All that stuff's available if you pre-order the album, but you can also sign up for my mailing list and be entered to win all of that. And the other exciting thing about this one, I don't know when we'll have it, but my friend Lisa Bastoni, who is an amazing singer-songwriter, definitely check her out, is hand-painting the lyric video for this song. I can't wait to see it. She's so talented. So I wrote this song after getting back from being on tour for the first month of 2020. And I got back home and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so cramped in this small town. And here we've been ever since. But the idea is that just when you live in a small town, you can't get away with anything. Especially, you know, like I always feel like my hometown, I'm like in the show Cheers, like everybody knows your name. So that's what this one's about. Tired of living in a small town, in the woods by the sea. I do one tiny little thing, and everybody knows me. go too far. No, I'm not thinking when I get back in my car. I breathe in deep and lustful. I breathe in 'cause it's good. I breathe in 'cause it's legal and I think everybody should. I know, that's just the way it goes. I know. Whether you're up or down, word gets around. Word gets around. I'm tired of living in a small town, in the woods by the sea. I do one tiny little thing and everybody knows me. So I smile at the man at the diner and I smile at the lady downtown. I do one tiny little thing, word gets around. I know, that's just the way it goes. I know. I really wish that I was more adept at the foot tambourine, because that song could use the foot tambourine. The foot tambourine's really hard. I think because I learned how to play and sing at the same time when I was like 12, I take for granted, like for me it feels easy now. But doing multiple things with all your limbs at once, good heavens. There's a guy who's a one-man band, and I wish that I could remember his name. Someone tell me if they know it. But he plays like guitar, and he's like the guy from the beginning of Mary Poppins. You know, Bert? This guy does all these things, and it blows my mind. Anyway, I'm also wondering, I'm debating what kind of merch to bring to Utah because I'm limited to my suitcase. CDs, I think, are a given. Soap? Do you think soap would sell in Utah? And maybe beanies? Beanies might be a Utah thing. Tell me. I think I'm not going to fly with the mugs, though, because they might break. I'd be nervous about that. Okay. What am I going to play for you now? I'm going to play... Put the bottle down is what I'm going to play. If you are enjoying the music tonight and are considering contributing to the tip jar, I understand if you can't. But also just know that if you go on my website, I know a lot of people tend to do $20 tips, but you could pre-order the album for less than that. The digital download, all on gracemorrison.com. I'm really trying hard to get to the official 25% fundraising mark. I think I'm just a little bit shy on that. Also, the thermometer on my website, I made myself, and I'm very proud of it. And that's all I wanted to say about that. This is a song that I also wish I was better at the foot tambourine for. And I'm really proud of myself because in the recording of this, I played the electric guitar. It was my shining moment of glory. And it was just this tiny little line, but it made me feel like a badass. This song is about addiction. I really like to write about uplifting things. But, I've loved a lot of people who struggled with addiction in my life. And it's such a weird thing because, how do I describe it? It's like a vortex. If you've ever been around addiction, you can understand that. It's like it will suck anybody in who cares about the person struggling. But you also find when you love someone who's struggling that addiction has its own voice, and it likes to blame anybody and everybody else. that's what this song's about. The devil's got me, so you can say, when you've been at it again. Some small atonement is all you can give. More flowers dipped in gin. But then you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, standing up and out the door. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, put the bottle down low. Did it cover it up and let everybody know? Oh, put the bottle down low. Oh, put the storm in the back of your head. Running from thunder, hiding under your bed. Oh, who put the storm in your head? And who put the bottle down? The scent of you lies so rich on your breath. God, the wine must flow. I come home dirty from the lengths that you go to make sure mama don't know. But then you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, standing up and on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, put the bottle down low. Did it cover it up and let everybody know? Oh, put the bottle down low. Oh, put the storm in the back of your head. Running from thunder, hiding under your bed. Oh, who put the storm in your head? And who put the bottle down? I tuck you in like a baby. Take your shoes off, but you say this is the last time. This is the last time. You let everybody know who put the bottle down. Who put the storm in the back of your head? Running from thunder, hiding under your bed. Oh, who put the storm in your head? And who put the bottle down? Just imagine it with the foot tambourine. Can you hear my dog? Whew. I'm finding more and more every day what an empath I am. A friend of mine posted this graphic, and it was like the stages of an empath. And the first one was like, I'm happy. And the second one said, I'm overextending myself and committing to too many things. I'm really overwhelmed. I committed to too many things. I'm burnt out from people. You know, it's like this. And I'm realizing that that is what I am. And my dogs just won't stop barking. And it's like, Anyway, I love my dogs. They're just very loud. So I'm going to do a cover. I know. But I really love this song. And Ken, hello. Thank you, Ken. Keith, I should use that. Thank you. If I use that, Keith, I'm going to credit you. He just suggested that I use "Addiction Has Its Own Voice" as a song or a songwriting prompt, and it's so true. I've mentioned on this show before that I love someone who's battling an eating disorder right now, and it's the same thing. Like, you have to remind yourself sometimes that it's the addiction that's talking, not the person, which can be really, really hard to remember.
So anywho, question for you all. Do you use Spotify or Pandora or nothing? And I ask because I've been working on playlisting on both of those platforms. And Pandora is really cool because it lets you, when you make a playlist, you can tag, like if I did this the other day. So I put Sarah McLachlan songs in one of them. And I can tag her so that when people go on Pandora and look for Sarah McLachlan, they're going to find my playlist. So this is an acoustic version of Culture Club. And I'm wondering, Ken, do you look up playlists on Spotify or do you just go straight to the artists that you love? Because I'm wondering if I should spend time working on more playlists on Spotify too. Oh yeah, I should have said I use Amazon Unlimited too. And Ken, nothing. I appreciate that, Ken. Ken is really awesome. Are you more of a like buy the CD straight from the artist? Because it's funny, I had posted about streaming and a few people got really mad at me because streaming services don't really treat artists very well. Not really mad at me, but just saying like, why would you support something that doesn't tend to support you? And I totally get that. But it's, you're just trying to find a way to make those platforms work for you. So that's why I had done this song. I recorded it thinking, if I record a famous song, maybe that will help me gain some traction on those streaming services. Oh yeah, YouTube is good for streaming too. So anyway, here's the question. If I were going to make a playlist on Spotify or Pandora, what other songs might I pair with my cover of this? There's loving in your eyes all the way. If I listen to your lies, what you say, I'm a man without conviction. I'm a man who doesn't know how to sell a contradiction. You come and go, you come and go, karma chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dreams. Red, gold, and green, red, gold, and green. Didn't hear your wicked words every day. And you used to be so sweet. I heard you say that my love is an addiction. When we cling, our love is strong. When you go, you're gone forever. You string along, you string along, karma chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dreams. Red, gold, and green, red, gold, and green. Every day is like survival. You're my lover, not my rival. Every day is like survival. You're my lover, not my rival. Karma chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dreams. Red, gold, and green, red, gold, and green. says Instant Karma. I don't know that song. What is that song? Is that a song or is that a band? Tell me more about Instant Karma. I'm down to learn. The other playlist I'm working on, I'm calling, the working title is Hip Country. Oh, thank you, Keith. Oh, that's so kind. Thank you. Oh. So the other playlist I'm working on is called Hip Country, and what I'm looking for is country songs that might convert someone who says they hate country. Country's a weird genre like rap, where people will just like broadly say they hate it without really listening. And because I think people have this preconceived notion that all country music is about trucks and beer and flags. So I'm looking for country songs that are not about those things that could potentially convert somebody. Like, I feel like Casey Musgraves is an artist that could reach across the aisle, so to speak, and convert someone to liking country. So let me know if you have any ideas about that, because I think that would be a fun playlist. Because honestly, I was one of those people. I used to say I hated country because my dad used to force feed it. And so I would do anything I could to not have to listen to country. Now I realize how wrong I was. Because honestly, well, at least for me, country music is about stories about regular people. Like this one, about my husband and his fear of flying. I'm talking about being anxious flying, because I'm going to Utah this week. I feel like I'd be more anxious if my husband was flying, because he just gets like, he has such a fear of flying that he just becomes really unpleasant. And I should be more understanding. But the last time we flew, it was with an infant, and he wouldn't hold the infant because he was too anxious about flying. It was a whole thing. And so I was trying to process this through song and forgive his fear of flying. And so I went back to thinking about, like, what was the incident that made him hate flying? And it was a time that he flew over the Rocky Mountains heading to Colorado to see a girlfriend. I am blaming her.
You might not know it to look at me, but I'm as soft as they come. I wear my heart out on my sleeve and watch me come undone. Woman, you found me broken and searching for a home. A fortune I followed you to Colorado. You leave me breathless and I can't stand no more. You take your shoes off, so free and fearless. I wonder if I should have known. It's best to let you run. The Rocky Mountains I could see for the first time from above. The plane was shaking. I was thinking, oh, take your shoes off, so free and fearless. I wonder if I should have known. It's best to let you run.
Can I feel like a fool? I should have known that Instant Karma was by John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band. I should have known that. I'm actually kind of a terrible student and listener of popular music. I am. When I was in college, the scope of music I listened to was Hanson and Maroon 5 and Jewel. I was very stuck in those things, and I had this boyfriend of mine in college kept burning me CDs of like Bob Dylan and John Lennon and, you know, all these things that like I should have heard. And I had two separate folders of CDs in my car. One was my fun CDs and one was I had labeled like education. And he got into my car one time and he was so mad to find that all the CDs he had burned for me of music he loved, I had in my education folder. and I'm sure people will have strong opinions about me if I say this, but like Bob Dylan was in the education folder. I haven't quite latched on to Bob Dylan. I understand that he's a genius, and especially lyrically, but I think that I fall more in like the Cat Stevens ballpark. I don't know. There's just, and maybe I just need to listen more, but I think Cat Stevens is just more melodic, and that's the thing that I look for in music is a hook and a melody. Maybe if I dug a little deeper into Bob Dylan, then I could be converted. Ken, is that a link to that song? Because I will most definitely give that a listen. I think, unless somebody gives me a song request, this might be my last song tonight. And I'm going to be taking next Monday off. I know, it's crazy. I've done every single Monday night since September 14th. But next Monday night, I had planned on live streaming and then realized that I will be arriving home from Salt Lake City at 6:30 in the morning. We'll have the Tonneler all day. And then I was going to try to live stream at night. And then the next morning at 6, we start shooting my next music video. And I was just like, Grace, that is crazy. Don't do that. So the 28th, I'm going to have Secret Emche Society on here. Paul Simon was another CD that was in the education folder. But I've since put Paul Simon in the enjoyment folder of CDs, just so you know. So anyway, no show here next Monday, but the 28th, yes, please turn in. I'm super excited to get to know Secret Emche Society. We have the same publicist, and so we interact a lot on each other's posts, but we've never met. So anyway, this is my last tune I'm gonna do tonight. This is gonna be another single coming out, I don't know when. But in closing, I'd just like to mention that I'm really trying to get to 25% of my fan funding goal. If you go to gracemorrison.com, look, I put it there conveniently. You can pre-order the album, the digital CD, you can order a mug, a hat, there's all kinds of stuff on there. And if you don't want to buy any of those things, there's also just a donate button. But you know, you guys have really supported the heck out of me. Like, I needed to get to 500 followers on Spotify, and y'all helped me do it. So I'm really grateful, and understand if donating financially is not in the cards, it's totally cool. I'm glad to have you here. This song is called Free, and I wrote it kind of for my dad because he always wanted me to have toe tappers. So the idea was to have a toe tapper, and on the actual recording, on the album, there's horse clip clops at the end of it, which is like a little tribute to my dad because he controlled the one television that we had. And the only things that were ever on that television were news, sports, or cowboy movies, with the rare exception for an Arnold Schwarzenegger or a Crocodile Dundee. But that was it. So when I think of my dad, it's all old Westerns.
What the hell was I thinking of when I let you turn the My tongue is tied, my breath is short. I didn't let you get the best of me. I heard the tires rumble, I felt the earth shake. I knew my hands trembled. Maybe my biggest mistake is wanting to find a life not needing anyone else to be. So I'm free. It's just me, and I'm free. What the hell was I thinking of when I didn't call you back? I came up short with the words to say. What an embarrassment. I heard the bells ringing, I started to sweat. I almost picked it up. Maybe my biggest regret is wanting to find a life not needing anyone else to be. So I'm free. It's just me, and I'm free. Feel my heart beating, God, I can't relax. Sometimes love is fleeting, sometimes it comes back. I'm wanting to find a life spent loving somebody else, but it's me, and I'm free. It's just me, and I'm free. Horse clip clops. Hey, thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. Ken, I'm going to listen to that song. And if you watch this on a replay and you think of songs that I should add to either my hip country playlist or the Karma Chameleon one, put them in the comments, PM me. And if you're on either of those platforms, I would love to have you follow me or check out the playlists. And I can always go back and edit them, and I will take suggestions. I'm really good at taking suggestions. And I will see you all on the 28th with Secret MG Society. Have an awesome night.